When looking at how to make a narcissist respect you, there are a couple of different strategies you can use. However, I use the term respect very loosely here. The narcissist does not have a conscience, meaning that they can't experience genuine empathy, compassion, kindness or love. On top of that, they view people as nothing more than objects to be used for resources, sex, money, energy, and to boost their appearance. How can someone who views living, breathing humans in such a detached manner actually have any true respect for them? The truth is, they can't. The closest thing you'll get to respect from a narcissist is simply the absence of a lack of respect. In other words, if a narcissist respects you, they'll hold back on the belittling, gaslighting, manipulation and punishments. In fact, they may even try to suck up to you, if they see that you've got something they deem of value. So, if that's the type of respect you want from a narcissist, here are 8 ways to go about achieving that. 1. Remain aloof. Narcissists are all about zeroing in on possible sources of supply, and lulling them into a false sense of safety, trust and acceptance with their love-bombing tactics. Once they've pulled you into their orbit, they'll then proceed to study you, so that they can collect as much data on you as possible. What they need to do is get to know all of your insecurities and weaknesses, so that they can use those very things to control you in the future. If they deem you as a valuable source of supply, who can be manipulated with their coercive tactics, they'll aim to keep you trapped in their web. They need to keep people around who will go along with their agenda without question, to keep their false reality real. Even though the narcissist wants to control you and be able to manipulate you, they won't actually respect you for it. To them, you are just a prop for them to use and abuse as they see fit. One way to make a narcissist respect you is to keep yourself separate from them and remain aloof towards them. They will respect that you aren't so easy to intimidate and control. 2. Hold yourself with confidence. Narcissists don't respect people who they can control, manipulate and suck the life out of. They see those people as being no different to an energy drink, which they will consume, tossing the empty vessel into the trash. However, people who hold themselves with confidence and self-assurance are much more respected by a narcissist. Grandiose narcissists are very confident as they are driven by superiority, entitlement, and the idea of being a specimen of perfection. These extroverted narcissists love to rub shoulders with confident people, as it boosts their appearance and therefore feeds them supply. Covert narcissists have such low self-worth that they lack the confidence to be go-getters in life. Rather than rising to a higher level, they choose to pull everyone close to them down to their level through devaluation, shame and passive aggression. Because confidence is something that the covert narcissist is so desperately jealous of, they will respect and resent those who ooze natural confidence. Another way to make a narcissist respect you is to be totally confident in yourself. 3. Retain your sovereignty. The whole workings of a narcissistic relationship is where the narcissist sits above you and controls you, so that you hand over your life force energy to them. As the narcissistic relationship progresses, they will subtly get you to hand your power over to them, without you even seeing it unfold. They may do this by criticizing the way you do things, so that you unconsciously stop doing them, making you reliant on the narcissist to do them for you. Or they'll somehow manage to be the one earning the money, while keeping you financially dependent on them and unable to leave. Another tactic is to constantly pick at your friends and family, to the point where you just stop seeing them so much. You find yourself in a place where you don't want to deal with the narcissist's belittling and judgments, so you just avoid the situation altogether. A good way to make a narcissist respect you is to retain your sovereignty and independence on all levels. If the narcissist can't control you financially or mentally, they will respect you for your self-reliance. Narcissists need you to need them, in order to feel important and to be able to control you. The trick is to not need them for a damn thing. 4. Don't always be available. Narcissists expect their subjects to be available at their beck and call. Remember, they are the center of the universe, meaning that you are there to serve them. But narcissists don't respect their sources of supply. They are merely there to fulfill a role for the narcissist, and that is all. Another way to get a narcissist to respect you is to make sure you're regularly unavailable to them. If they phone you, return the call at a later date when it suits you. If they send you a message, leave it unread until you're ready to respond. When the narcissist invites you out, be a busy independent person with other plans much of the time. This will show the narcissist that you're not another one of their minions, who they can push around as they like. 5. Be someone of value. For narcissists to receive secondary narcissistic supply, they need to uphold a positive and successful image to the world around them. They want people to be jealous of them. They love nothing more than fantasizing about others thinking that they're absolutely amazing, or gossiping about how successful they are. The narcissist couldn't care less if the whole facade is completely fabricated. They are a false self, meaning that nothing about them is real. It's all an inversion of truth and an illusion of the ego. A big way for narcissists to achieve this mirage of brilliance and success is to surround themselves with people who they see as valuable. These could include people in positions of authority or power, people of influence, people of a certain status or financial standing, and so on. The narcissist will receive supply by being associated with successful, powerful, and famous people. They'll be able to brag to their friends and family about the connection, making them feel extremely worthy, important, and superior. A person of value to a narcissist could even be the most respected friend in a friendship group, or the most popular person at work. The narcissist will get supply from that valuable person, through gaining attention from them or being a part of their crew. One way to make a narcissist respect you, is to be someone who they see as valuable in some way, and by keeping a healthy distance from them. 6. Have respect for yourself. Being treated with respect actually starts with yourself. We teach other people how to treat us, based on what behavior we will and won't accept in our lives. The narcissist is never truly going to respect you, because they are a conscienceless person with no empathy or compassion. They don't care about you, you're simply a tool for them to gain attention and resources. But that doesn't mean that you have to accept disrespectful behavior. When you have a high level of respect for yourself, you won't tolerate being treated any other way by other people. If you want a narcissist to treat you respectfully, you need to not accept anything less. 7. Set boundaries. In order to be treated with any kind of respect from a narcissist, it's imperative to set some boundaries. If you don't train the narcissist how to treat you, they'll continue to devalue, gaslight, manipulate, and punish, all to control your behavior and emotions. The process of setting boundaries starts by getting clear within yourself as to what words and actions are deal breakers for you. Then, when the narcissist crosses any of those boundaries, you need to vocalize that you won't put up with being treated or spoken to that way. It's important to also give them a consequence for their action if they continue. Boundary consequence examples. I'm going to hang up the phone if you continue to talk over top of me when I speak. I will walk away if you continue to put me down and swear at me. I'm not here to be your personal slave. If you keep ordering me around, I will no longer offer to help you out. Get ready to be hit with major resistance when you set a boundary with a narcissist. They'll completely deny the behavior that you're calling them out on. They will invalidate you and attempt to make you feel crazy or too sensitive. They might even fly into a rage or punish you with stonewalling and silent treatment. All tactics are further evidence of the narcissist being disrespectful and manipulative. The most important step with setting boundaries with a narcissist is that you must follow through with the consequences every single time. They will test you to see if they can railroad your boundaries and get you back under their control. Just remember to stay strong and hold the line. The best way to get a narcissist to respect you is to set your personal boundaries and not lower them for anyone, let alone a narcissist. 8. Be your own source. The one true way that a narcissist can control another human being is by pretending to be their source of whatever it is that they're looking for. During the love bombing phase, the narcissist will study their prey with the utmost attention. They want to find out where the person is lacking and what it is that they're seeking. Most people are searching for one or many of the same few things: love, validation, security, and survival. Once the narcissist has figured out what your gap is, they'll offer to be that savior for you. If all you've ever wanted is to be seen, heard, and validated, they will impersonate the most attentive partner you've ever experienced. Maybe you've had a difficult upbringing, filled with instability and scarcity, which means you're now seeking security and survival. The narcissist will profess to offer you a life of abundance, just like you've always yearned for. You'll feel like you've found your soulmate and that finally things are falling into place for you. However, once the narcissist has you emotionally hooked, they will withhold the very things that they promised to offer in the first place. They'll make you so financially dependent on them that you're unable to ever leave. Or, they'll withhold affection and communication from you, only to breadcrumb just enough to keep you there. So, the way to get a narcissist to respect you is to be your own source of love, validation, security and survival. They will respect that they can't control you, because you are fully self-sufficient. They might not like it, but they may respect it on some level. Narcissists can never authentically respect anyone, since they lack the resources to genuinely value anybody beyond a superficial level. When you give yourself all of the things you need to live a fulfilling, abundant and happy life, there is absolutely nothing anyone else can offer you that will have you giving up your sovereignty again. If you're dealing with a narcissistic coworker, boss or family member, reduce the amount of contact you have with them, and hold firm to your boundaries and self-respect. You do not have to tolerate disrespectful treatment from anyone, no matter who that person is. For more information on narcissism, head to unmaskingthenarc.com.